Life kind of messed up my routine over these last couple weeks. It got a little messy. My schedule fell apart, my workouts got cut, the plan went completely out the window. So, this is what I did, and why all the progress I've been working on didn't fall apart. Because most people are going to treat a disrupted routine like a complete reset. You wait for months for things to get back to normal, and that wastes all that time that you could have been making steady but slow progress, and you're going to regress, and you can't get that time back. So I'm going to explain exactly what happened to work capacity, skills, and overall development during that time, and why cutting certain things didn't heavily affect it for a short duration, and how I'm bouncing back and kept the performance, and now I'm going to shoot forward. So over the last couple of weeks, things got a little hectic. Had a few extra appointments for family and a few extra social obligations, paired with my work schedule got really messed up. I'm a personal trainer, if you don't know, and it got really weird for the last couple weeks. So I was scrambling to make sure that I could get everyone that I could, make sure that we were getting through all the sessions for everyone that was in town. And things just got a little messy. The thing that surprised me the most is what I was able to keep in my normal routine, and how it's kind of changing the way I kind of focus on doing everything from working out to making content to practicing guitar. A disruption in our routine is not a failure. It is just a programming problem, but programming problems have solutions. So I really wanted to focus on neuromuscular efficiency through controlled concentrics, powerful, fast concentrics, because if I can still get my muscles and my nerves to communicate on a higher level, even if the volume is not as high, I am still pushing it forward if I'm still challenging myself with the volume that I do have. So being very clean, very efficient with my movements, and being very intentional of where I move slow and where I move fast. I had to be very precise in what I decided to leave in and leave out. And the same thing applies for creating content. I had to be very decisive and divisive where if I had a free moment to record stuff or write down ideas, then I did that. Or play guitar, even if I only had 10 minutes. Time dedicated to very specific intention of what I needed. Work capacity mechanisms, just a fancy way of saying how I'm going to target my different metabolic systems so I can keep performance, I can keep strength, and I can be very structural with what I'm doing. Applied to everything that I'm gonna do is the mindset behind this one, is neuromuscular efficiency. So keeping athletic movements in and unilateral movements in, being very intentional about tempo is going to allow me to train anaerobic and aerobic, depending on the set, the intention, the exercise itself, allowing me to stimulate multiple adaptations at the same time. Is it super optimal? No, but I need maintenance across all of these. And the more I'm better at neuromuscular efficiency, the more I'm able to optimize my movement, my control, my explosive power, and then overall strength is going to be how I prevent from wasting energy, wasting time, and making sure that I'm still progressing forward. It's just a lot more dialed in and exhausting, but it's worth it if you need to save on time. This has helped me recover faster in between sets, allowing me to cut down my break times to get through my workouts much faster. In the last 2 weeks, I definitely needed to save time. Metabolic conditioning is a broad term depending on the energy system, which we can go into depth more on later on. And if you want to know more about it, let me know. Is doing explosive athletic style movements, whether I'm doing boxing specific, or I'm doing hang cleans, or I'm doing wall balls, or I'm working on the assault bike, is going to allow me to be very explosive while also building an aerobic capacity depending on the duration of the set. Meaning I'm working 2 energy systems, I am upping my overall capacity and my recovery and my conditioning. The third one is structural integrity. So I put a lot of intention behind this, of course, through form and cues, but the big win behind this one is my warm-up routine. The warm-up routine is just It helps me get all the correction out of the way at the beginning. It warms my body up, but it's not a general warm up. This is very specific based off what my body needs to make sure my knees, my hips, and my shoulders are all stable, warm, mobile, and very, very sturdy so they can handle the movements I need to go through for the day. This allows me again to conserve energy and put more effort into the intention and very, very specific adaptation per exercise. So the biggest change that I made personally over the last couple of weeks was to cut my volume. Naturally, my nervous system was extremely fatigued, and to handle multiple sets of everything really wore me down. And after the first couple of days of trying to maintain my normal program, I realized there was a diminishing return and it was taking away from all the rest of the workout. So I cut the volume 1 to 2 sets depending on how many sets I had programmed ahead of time, but I was much more intentional about the movement. I was trying to be more intense, whether maybe I added just a touch more weight or I added a slightly slower tempo, or I really tried to be explosive on every single rep. It just saved so much time. It saved my nervous system, and my recovery between days and between sets was a lot better. This allowed me to shorten my workouts to like upwards of like 25 minutes, which is a massive time saver. But I didn't lose the intensity, which is where the stimulus comes from for the adaptation. And we need the intensity to force our bodies to adapt. You've heard it all over the place. Intensity is where the adaptation occurs because that's the stimulus. So of course, naturally, a couple additional exercises did fall off just due to time and exhaustion. Now, the ones I kept in were compound movements focused on intensity or control, whether that be corrective or performance. RDLs. I kept those in there because I need my hamstrings and my glutes to be strong, and I wanted to be able to utilize my core under slightly heavier load for a longer duration because the tempo work. I did squats and definitely kept them in there because of my knee strain a few weeks ago, finally being rehabilitated. I was able to finally start squatting again, and I did not want to skip that. I just got to where I can squat comfortably with no knee pain, and I wanted to reinforce that and make sure that I wasn't pulling back off something I can finally do again pain-free. I kept unilateral pressing and pulling movements, upper body, specifically incline dumbbell press, single arm rows. This allowed me to train my core at the same time to, again, save on time, but also make sure I'm not skipping core as I do it towards the end of my workout. Specifically, this creates a rotational force through the body that you have to resist or play into and then draw out of. Now, these movements, without going too further in detail, allowed me to up my rotational capacity, the power in my legs, as well as the overall structural integrity of my strength development moving forward for boxing, for any sort of athletic performance, and of course just staying in shape and feeling good for that more functional strength outside of the gym. So one thing that I had realized, specifically more reiterated over these last couple of weeks, which is something I knew ahead of time, and over the last couple of years everyone's been talking about it, is volume and less sport specific or health specific or just like a demand specific that you need. The overall volume doesn't have the most priority over an entire program, over the adaptation. That's something that I don't like accepting as a truth, for the simple fact that lifting is the time where it's adversity time. I'm facing me, I'm facing my thoughts, I'm facing my struggles, my anxieties, and I'm letting all my frustrations out while I'm working out. It's a little bit of me time. It's some personal moments that I get to share with myself and really think about life, where I'm at, what can I do better. And I love long workouts because I like that time. I like extending it. It feels good. It feels nice. It's an escape from the world around me. And it's not fun understanding that I can still technically get better adaptations if my volume is lower, but my intensity is still high, because my recovery is faster. So from day to day, I can put more into it. And that's, in my mind, a sad reality, but for everyone, for you watching, it's a good reality, because it means that you don't have to be in the gym for 2 to 3 hours. You don't have to be in the gym for an hour. If your intensity and intention are up to par to where you need it, that's going to challenge you and push you to get you to where you want to be and achieve your goals specifically with whatever the reason why you're exercising, then it's good. It's great even. If the intention and the intensity are top tier, your volume really doesn't matter. You don't have to take forever. Your breaks will get shorter unless you're purposely sitting on your phone in between sets. You can save time and achieve all of your fitness and health goals through exercise specific without taking up a huge chunk of your day, which I know for you watching is usually the biggest reason why you don't go. It doesn't have to be long. It can be like 30 to 45 minutes. With intensity and intention, you can start seeing results. I just like the long sessions. A good program isn't there just to build you up when life is perfect. A good program is there to help you build everything up when everything isn't. That's the difference between training smart versus just training hard. If you guys haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in future videos. I hope this helps. As always, stay growing and stay small, and of course, stay silly. I'll catch you all in the next video. Till then, later.